Hello everyone, welcome to Victoria's Action Figure Cantina. Today we're having a look at the Hasbro The Black Series 6-inch Darth Maul figure. This guy was recently released. You can probably pick him up locally at your usual stores. Target, I haven't seen any at Walmart yet, Toys R Us. Great figure. Let's have a look at Dark Lord of the Sith, Darth Maul. As you can see, he's pretty dynamic in his overall pose and likeness. I think it's a spot-on likeness to what he appeared like in the film. We've had a lot of Darth Maul figures over the years. We've had some pretty bad ones too. If you go back to 1999, some of those first Darth Maul figures were quite horrendous, especially by today's standards. But even back then, I remember looking at them and being like, yikes. This guy is way beyond what we saw back then. He's beyond figures of Darth Maul we've even had in recent years, like the vintage Darth Maul. Overall, I think his sculpt is fantastic. I think they really capture the essence and personality of Darth Maul. As you can see in his face, he's got some nice shades of red and black. He's got a very good stare. He doesn't look like the paint isn't sloppy or anything. It's actually really, really good. The detail in his robes is quite astonishingly good. It's very simple. I mean, it's just black robes. Shouldn't be anything too complicated for them to nail, but, you know, they did. It looks very natural, the way that the creases and flows on his robe are. He does have some cloth bits in here to use his articulation a little bit better. But it doesn't look good. I mean, it does look good. It doesn't detract or anything from the overall look of the figure. It looks pretty natural as well. As far as the coloring goes in his outfit, he has, his suit is more of like a, kind of like a matte black. It's a little bit shiny in some areas, but it's not quite as glossy as his belt, gloves, or boots are. And I think the overall combination looks really nice. You couple the different colorings of black along with his cloth robes, and I think they did a tremendous job on him. As far as his articulation goes, a good old Darth Maul. It's got a ball-jointed head, ball joints at the shoulders, ball joints at the elbows. He's got articulation just like Luke in the wrists, ball joint that goes front and back and around on the left, and on the right hand, ball joint in the wrist that goes up and down and around. And he's got a ball joint here at the torso. He's got ball joints at the hips. He's got swiveled at the top of the hips, a little stiff on my figure. He's got double joints at the knees right there. As you can see, there you go. Kind of reminds me of a Play Arts figure. And then he's got his ball jointed ankles right there. Great figure. I'm really pleased with this Darth Maul. If they would have messed up on this guy, I think it would have kind of spelled doom for the whole line. I mean, he's not particularly a hard figure for them to do, I wouldn't think. But he came out great. His accessories, he does come with his binoculars from episode 1. I tried posing him with them. Results were kind of mixed. He didn't look too great. He comes with his double-bladed lightsaber. It's a very bendy lightsaber, unfortunately. As you can see, it kind of goes in and out in every direction. I love the coloring on it. Darth Maul in the film did have a dark aluminum look to his hilt, and they incorporated that here, which is great. You can see the peg that goes onto his tunic belt. The blades are removable, as is the hilt at the center, right there. And then to get the blades out, you simply rotate and pull. Now, just FYI, these blades are a little bit thicker than the ones that came with Luke, or the one that came with Luke. So one of the cool things about Darth Maul is that he did also come packaged with, that looks kind of eerie, almost like a ghost, Darth Maul ghost. He came with an alternate head that's affixed to his hood and robes. Now, this is actually quite awesome because previous Darth Mauls and Darth Sidious's and other figures that we've had Jedi have just come with a really baggy robe that looks quite awful, and this is a good solution to that problem. So you simply go over his head, push in, and there you go. Also want to point out that beyond the ball jointed head, he has another joint there at his neck that makes him able to look down just like that. If they were ever to come out with his Sith speeder, it'd be a pretty neat way to pose him. Anyway, other than that, you also have to put Maul's hands through the robe, like so. And gotta stretch him out just a little bit, but it's not awful. There we go. And voila. Out of the 4 figures in this wave, I think I'd have to say that overall, Darth Maul is my personal favorite at this point. I'm not too sure how Wave 2 is going to stack up against these ones, but from what we've seen, they look pretty good. I'm kind of excited to get Greedo for some reason, though. He looks a little odd. He doesn't look odd. I think they gave him a little bit too much weathering in his clothes. But we'll see. We still got some time for them to make some tweaks on those guys if they decide to do that. Okay, so one of my favorite shots, I think, in the whole, maybe all of the Star Wars movies, was when you see Darth Maul on Tatooine after he confronts Qui-Gon Jinn after tracking Anakin, and the Jedi who have the Queen, is when you see him from the back as the Queen's ship takes off, and he kind of just stands there and he slowly lowers his arm and then shuts off his lightsaber. So kind of trying to recreate that with this little view of his backside there. So there he is. Darth Maul's a good figure. My personal favorite in this Wave 1. If you're a fan of Darth Maul, you have to get this guy. If you are into any of these 6-inch figures, you're probably going to want the whole set, to be quite honest. We still got to look at Sand Trooper and R2-D2, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.